Welcome, I'm Rebecca, and this is meditation, and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I'm in Atlanta. I don't know if everyone else is, but we are in the crazy heat wave here in the South. And I don't know about you, but I'm finding it hard to leave my nice air-conditioned house because I am blessed to have a nice, cool house today. And I hope that you are all able to keep cool and are checking on your friends and family who may be suffering from the heat. In the Book of Awakening, which is one of my favorite it's sort of a meditation book, but it has other, let's see if I can get that to show in the filter. There it is, The Book of Awakening by Nepo. He was talking about something that, a quote from Lao-tzu, who is the ancient Chinese philosopher who most likely was the author of the Tao Te Ching. And Lao-tzu says, I have just three, let's see if I can get it out. I have just three things to teach. Sorry, I'm letting people in as I speak. I have just three things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These are your greatest treasures. Patient with both friends and enemies, you accord with the way things are. So, simplicity, paring away the exterior to find the truth, the inner core, without affect, without smoke and mirrors, easy, elemental, foundational, seeing things with beginner's mind. And this also, I think, in simplicity, the category of self-knowledge comes in. Patience, Nepo writes, helps us outlast our preconceptions. When feeling urgent to find your place on this earth, wait. And things as you fear they will be, more often than not, shrink into the hard, irreplaceable beauty of things as they are. I love that line. The hard, irreplaceable beauty of things as they are, of which we have no choice but to be a part. There is beauty, connection, and even joy in being patient enough to allow things to unfold moment by moment, breath by breath, trusting our own powers of discernment to make meaning out of truth. Compassion, simplicity, I've lost it now. Simplicity, patience, and compassion. So for compassion, we are commanded, if you subscribe to these ideas, we are implored, how about that, to love our sibling human beings as we love ourselves. But how can we do that unless we begin with self-love, with self-compassion? This is where all empathy grows from. Truth as we know and understand it. We're called upon for simplicity, patience, and compassion in accordance with the way things are. We can contribute to the peace that comes from loving and constructive interactions instead of maybe being right, but expressing it with cruelty. Only then are we acting out of love, compassion, and open-heartedness. So let's take a moment to meditate on these ideas of patience and compassion and simplicity. Take a moment to find your meditative seat. Maybe you're sitting up on a cushion or a chair. Maybe you're sitting on your couch. Maybe you're lying down. Wherever you are, find a position where you feel fully supported, where you can have a nice long length of spine, an elegance of your spine, maybe reaching up towards the sky or maybe lengthening along the floor. Become aware of your sensory environment. What is happening in your space? What are the colors and textures you see before you close your eyes? What do you hear beyond the sound of my voice? What's the temperature? Can you feel air currents moving? And then begin to turn your attention, pardon me, I have a chronic cough. Turn your attention more deeply inward to your own experience. What are you showing up with today? What is true about you today? Where are you moving from? And then begin to notice the movement of breath in your body. For some of us, breath is difficult. And so we might choose a different sensation to focus on, maybe a sound or something you see or a different physical sensation. But when I cue breath, please know that you can choose whatever sensation works best for you. So becoming aware, noticing, allowing your attention to fix on something that I like to call your sacred center. So if it's your breath, notice how you feel the breath in your body. Where does it show up? With simplicity, with patience, and with great compassion, notice. Allow the breath to flow smoothly. Leading you more and more deeply into a state of relaxed presence. Letting go a little more with each exhale into the support beneath you. Releasing through your feet and ankles, your legs, your glutes, your hips, your low belly, your low back. If you're seated, you have this core of stability in the center to keep you upright. But everything else around that can let go and release. Letting go through your shoulders, letting them drop away from your ears and maybe down towards the ground. Releasing through your arms and hands, letting your hands rest somewhere comfortably. Feel a sensation of openness in the center of the heart, in the center of the upper back. Relaxing through your neck, the front, the back, the sides, lengthening through the neck, reaching the crown of your head away from your shoulders. Softening the back of the head, the jaw and eyes. Softening to smooth out your forehead. And feeling a sense of openness, spaciousness at the crown of your head. Allowing sensation to move through the body without restriction. Simplicity, paring away the exterior to find the truth at the inner core. Patience, waiting to find that hard, irreplaceable beauty of things as they are. Compassion, beginning with compassion for self and growing to compassion for others. Sometimes it's helpful to meditate on a word. And in this case, maybe you'll meditate on 3 words: inhaling and exhaling simplicity. Inhaling and exhaling patience. Inhaling and exhaling compassion. We breathe in simplicity and we release it on the out breath. We breathe in patience and we release it on the out breath. We breathe in compassion and we release it on the out breath. We'll come into a period of silence, and I ask you to just have awareness and come back again and again to wherever you feel your sacred center lies. as thoughts intrude and the mind begins to wander, bring yourself back to sacred center, where you find simplicity, patience, and compassion. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing small movements into fingers and toes. Slowly, slowly, bring palms together in front of the heart and begin to rub, creating some heat, some friction. And then bring hands over heart center, one and then the other, feeling the heat penetrate. Let's all take a breath together and release it. In the, in the last few minutes, I wanted to teach one other technique. So we worked in that last meditation with the idea of a mantra or some words or a phrase that we repeat over and over as a way of staying focused as we relax. And there are other approaches, and one of them is mudra, and that is hand gestures. And I wanted to teach you the lotus mudra. We bring our palms together, connecting through pinky and thumb, or as close to that as you can approximate. And then we open our palms, stretching our fingers into a shape that looks kind of like a lotus. And in creating this shape, we create a container for our meditation practice. And so sometimes people will meditate with a mudra, holding it in front of their heart, in the case of this one. With others, maybe relaxing it at your lap. So release this one. And another, this is hard to do seated, but is to place one hand over the other and then bring thumbs together. And this I would place down at maybe resting my hands on my lap, but you can hold it at your heart. You could hold it at the third eye. You can turn it upside down. And there is an ancient practice with these mudras, these hand gestures, that correspond with different elements, with different pathways in the body. And so as we go on with our exploration of different meditative practices, I may be bringing more of these in. The one that I've recently been working with myself is a little bit harder to get into, especially if you have arthritic fingers or other issues with your hands, but I'll show you. So bringing tips of your middle fingers together, and then bending and connecting your other fingers. That's challenging for me right there because of my arthritis, okay? So you see how I've bent and I have at the second knuckle, and then bringing your thumbs together. And this is Kashwar Mudra, and it is connected with inner wisdom, with the third eye. And so maybe next week we'll do a meditation for the third eye, and you can practice with this mudra if this is something that works in your body. If not, any approximation that you can do to find that connection. I learned one that was a dragon, and now I cannot begin to do it because it crosses fingers over other fingers and then you put it all together. But it's interesting. All right, let's seal our practice with one chant of Om for the community that we create when we practice together. And then as we complete the Om, feel free to stay for another few moments if you'd like to share anything about your practice today, or at any time during the week, or if you have any questions or concerns that you'd like to bring up. So palms together, inhaling. Oops, one sec. Okay, inhaling. Om Shanti, peace, peace, peace. Jai Bhagwan. May the light in all of us be victorious. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and with each other.